Dining in an elegant or formal environment is regulated by a set of social rules and practices known as fine dining etiquette. It is not only about knowing how to hold your wine glass or which fork to use. It is also about exhibiting elegance, respect, and knowledge of the customs and values that are associated with fine dining. Table manners are social conventions and guidelines that govern behavior at the dining table. They vary across culture, but generally aim to promote a pleasant and respectful dining experience. Having a good table manners enables an enjoyable eating behavior.
Hey guys, I'm Kyle from The Distilled Man, and up next we're going to be talking about table manners and how to avoid embarrassing yourself when you dine out with other people. When you hear the words manners or etiquette, I know sometimes you might just think of, rules that you blindly have to follow just for the heck of it. But actually, that's not the case. At their core, manners are just about being considerate and respectful to the people around you. Table manners are particularly important because, well, let's face it, there's a lot more ways to gross someone out when you're eating with them. When you're slurping and chomping and burping and splattering versus when you're just like sitting next to them on a train reading a newspaper. Because of that, table manners have always been a good tell about someone's overall refinement, their upbringing, and their sort of sensitivity and kind of self-awareness around other people. So my thought is, even if you don't practice impeccable table manners at home, it is important to know how to behave properly for those important occasions. Today we're going to be talking about some easy to follow guidelines that will help keep your table manners on point throughout an entire meal. Sitting down at the table. So when you're just about to sit down at the table, that's a great time for you to silence your phone and put it away. You don't want to be that guy whose phone is going off during a nice dinner. The other thing you want to do is make sure and wait for everyone to gather around the table and about to be seated before you sit down yourself. And you may want to take a cue from the host or hostess. The first thing you do when you sit down is generally put your napkin on your lap. And in really formal settings, you would actually wait for an indication from the host or hostess to do this. But in most settings, you're probably safest just to put your napkin on your lap when you first sit down so you don't forget. Of course, it should never go in your shirt. You should keep it in your lap, but your napkin is your friend, so feel free to use it throughout the meal to blot your mouth and keep it clean. Body language. When you're sitting down, your posture should be upright. You should try to avoid, slouching or leaning way back in your chair. Keeping your elbows off the table. So this is kind of a misunderstood rule. Of course, it isn't acceptable to put your, elbows on the table while you're eating, and in general, you want to kind of keep your free hand on your lap while you're eating. But it is actually acceptable to put your elbows on the table in between courses when you're not eating, and particularly after the meal. If you're just enjoying conversation with the other diners, you can put your elbows on the table, lean in, and it's totally fine. The place setting. Oh, the place setting. Nothing gives people greater anxiety than the place setting. You sit down and there's all these glasses and plates and implements. You don't know what's going on. It's totally overwhelming. Now, the first thing you want to figure out is where's my bread plate and where's my water glass? Because you don't want to be like sipping off someone else's glass or stealing someone else's bread. So I like to use this trick that my friend Dave showed me that's really handy. Just remember B and D. So B for bread and D for drink. And that always kind of tells you what side everything is on. When it comes to understanding which glass is for what, honestly, you shouldn't have to worry about it, because most likely when you get there to the table, your water glass is probably already going to be filled, or it will be pretty obvious which one the glass is. And if you do have multiple wine glasses, generally that means you're probably going to be in a place that has servers or sommelier, and then the server or sommelier is going to be the one who's going to fill up your glass anyway, so you don't need to really think about it. When it comes to silverware, there's something you got to understand. First of all, if the person who laid it out actually knows what they're doing, then each utensil should relate to the order that the dishes are being presented in. Anything that's served on a flat plate should be eaten with the fork, and anything that's served in a bowl should be eaten with the spoon. The only thing you really need to remember is that you start with the utensils closest to you and work from your outside in. Those utensils on the top, above your plate, are for dessert. Don't worry about them for now. On your left side, you're probably going to have some forks. On your right side, you're probably going to have some knives, a spoon or two, and then maybe a funny miniature fork-looking thing that's a seafood fork, essentially. Starting the meal. So as much as you might want to just tear into your food because you're hungry when it first arrives in front of you, you've got to wait until everyone else is served. And in really formal dinners, you would actually wait to get a cue from the host or hostess, but usually you're safe if everyone is served. In the Western world, there are sort of two acceptable ways to hold your fork and knife. There's the American style and the continental style. With the American style, you hold your fork in your dominant hand, kind of like a pencil, and then when it comes time to cut something, you switch hands, and that's why this is sometimes called the zigzag style also. And you use your dominant hand to cut with the knife. Cut a single bite of food and then switch the fork back to your dominant hand to take a bite. And while you're doing that, if you want to set the knife down, you can place it at the top of your plate with the blade facing down towards you. With the continental style, you keep your fork in your non-dominant hand and then you still cut with your dominant hand, but you don't switch them. According to Emily Post, either way is fine. This is actually what I do because it's a little bit easier. You're not switching back and forth. And of course, when you're eating with your fork and not cutting, you should be keeping your other hand in your lap. And remember, don't reach across the table. If something is close enough to you that you can grab it and you're not reaching over another diner, you can feel free to reach out and get it. But otherwise, you're going to have to ask someone else to pass it to you. Can you please pass the salt? And on that note, if someone asks you to pass the salt, you always give them the pepper as well, and vice versa. Finger foods. Yes, believe it or not, it is okay actually to eat certain foods with your fingers, even at a formal dinner. And, obvious finger foods like corn on the cob, chicken wings, or ribs, or pizza, or tacos, you can eat with your fingers, but you have to use your judgment. If it does look like it's going to be really messy, maybe try to use a fork if you can. Chewing and talking. You probably already know that you're not supposed to talk with your mouth full of food. And of course you want to avoid making loud smacking noises or chewing with your mouth open so you bother other diners. And the easiest thing to do is really just to take smaller, manageable bites, especially knowing that you're probably going to be in conversation throughout the meal. Now, if you need to get something out of your mouth while you're eating, you can use your fingers as long as you're discreet. Just try to cover your mouth with your hand or a napkin so other diners don't see, and then just quickly put it on the edge of your plate. Taking a drink. So while it's not completely a no-no to take a drink with food in your mouth, it's best to probably not make it obvious. Also, you may want to wipe your mouth if you've been eating before you take a drink off your glass, otherwise your glass can look like a crime scene. Eating foods you don't like. Okay, so what if you're at someone's house for dinner and they serve something you don't like? Well, the polite thing to do is actually to serve yourself one or two bites and just try it and just hope that they're not too insistent about you loading up with seconds. Excusing yourself from the table. If you need to get up and go to the bathroom during the meal or, go away from the table for any other reason, you don't need to ask for permission, and you certainly don't need to tell everybody why you're going. Man, I've been drinking espresso all day and I need to pee like a racehorse. All you really need to do is just say, "Excuse me, I'll be right back." When you leave the table, fold up your napkin and place it to the left of your plate. And it's best you don't need to completely fold it into its original swan shape or whatever, but it's best to kind of fold it over so that you can kind of conceal any unsightly food stains. Being part of the group. Again, dinner is meant to be social, so make sure that you participate in the dinner conversation. And also take note if you find that you're eating much faster or much slower than the rest of the group. Checking your phone at the table. Hopefully this goes without saying, but checking your phone at the table or using it is just very, very disrespectful to the other diners. So if you, for some reason, you do get an urgent text or call that you have to attend to right then you've got to quietly excuse yourself from the table and take care of that without bothering the other diners. Ending the meal. Throughout the meal, if you're just sort of pausing or taking a break from eating, you can put your fork and knife like this to show that you're not finished yet. And most servers will sort of universally recognize that. If you are actually finished with your food, what you do is you place your fork and your knife at an angle, sort of like a 10 and 4, with the handles facing at 4 and the tips facing at 10, if you think of a clock face. And then what you'll do is you'll place your napkin to the left of your plate, or if it's been cleared already, you can just place your napkin where your plate was. Not everyone is going to be offended if you don't follow these guidelines, but the way I see it is that once you learn basic table manners, you see that they're so easy to keep up that just why not do them? Especially when, a lot of diners will appreciate that you're being conscientious enough to have good table manners. All right, guys, hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions about dining etiquette, or if you have some tips you want to share of your own, leave a note in the comments below. I always love hearing from you guys. And thanks again for watching, and I'll see you soon.
In a fine dining restaurant, you can expect to find tables adorned with crisp tablecloths or placemats, polished silverware, and elegant glassware, all carefully arranged to enhance your dining experience. Each element from the dinnerware to the centerpiece is selected with precision to create an atmosphere of sophistication and charm, promising a truly memorable meal.
Conversation topics in fine dining. Conversations at fine dining are important because they raise a dining experience above just consumption by sharing experiences and cultural appreciation. Some suitable conversation topics may include art and aesthetic trends, cuisine preferences, professions and careers, common interests or hobbies, and travel.
Hello! Welcome to The Modern Lady, where you'll learn how to elevate your life with elegance. I'm Deborah, and this is Nyla. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe so that you can get an update when I've got a new video to share. And if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you ladies so much for your continued support of this channel. I appreciate and adore you all. Today's video is about different conversation starters. What can you talk about at a dinner party? Now, when you're meeting new people in a social environment, even though you're not in the office, the very first question that typically comes up is, what do you do? What line of work are you in? What career do you have? And while talking about work is fun, there are some other things that you can talk about during a dinner party to still enjoy yourself and carry yourself with elegance. So I've got some conversation topics to share in this video so that you can be prepared for your next dinner party. The first conversation topic at a dinner party is a compliment, and it's a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment someone on something they're wearing or even something they said. Wow, I love that scarf. Where did you get it? Usually when people are wearing something that you may find to be extremely charming or impressive, there's a story behind it. So when you ask someone, where did you get your scarf? Someone could have a really great story about how they were on vacation with their parents in Italy, and that's where they met their husband. You just never know how someone can really just start a conversation with you based on a compliment. So complimenting them to find something that you like about their attire or even an opinion or something they've shared in the conversation is a great conversation topic at a dinner party. Another wonderful conversation topic at a dinner party is something related to entertainment. It could be a book, a movie, or even a television show, but we are all doing different things and enjoying different entertainment forms throughout life. So you can mention something that you're currently reading or watching and maybe why you enjoy it. Or you can ask someone to inquire if they've seen the book or movie or television show that you are thinking about maybe purchasing or watching yourself. It's a great conversation topic, and you can really get to know someone based on just talking about entertainment and how you're enjoying the fine arts or the cultured arts of the world. Another wonderful conversation topic for a dinner party is travel. You can ask someone maybe the last place they visited, or even just share the last place that you went. But it's always interesting to talk about travel, because when you experience a different culture, maybe in a different state or a different country, you're going to have a certain perspective that you can easily, happily share with someone else. So it's a wonderful way to start a conversation, and typically things will just take off once you start talking about a different place, whether it's your travel pursuits or the travel of someone else, based on just your opinions and what you know about the place, or maybe you've never heard it, so you want to learn more. But it's a great way to start a conversation, be intrigued with the other person, the information that they're sharing, so that you can enjoy a conversation at a dinner party. When you go to a dinner party, it's not just about the meal. In fact, it's not about the food at all. It's about the company. It's about the experience of enjoying the company of one another when you're at a dinner party. So I would absolutely love to hear from you in a comment below. What is your favorite conversation topic at a dinner party? Share it in a comment below. We will keep the conversation going. Ladies, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Share some YouTube love. I would so appreciate that. And if you're interested in learning about how you can master not just conversations at the dinner table, but conversations in life, please visit my website at the link in the description below, so you can learn about my coaching program called The Secret to Chic, where I am teaching you how to unlock your feminine power so you can elevate and upgrade your life to the next level. Thanks for tuning in to this video, and Nyla and I will see you again in another one. Bye for now.
Ordering in a fine dining restaurant. Fine dining restaurants typically offer a formal dining experience with multiple courses. Servers usually start by taking drink orders promptly after seating. The meal progresses through drinks, appetizers, entrees, and desserts. The ordering process depends on the menu style. Some offer breaks-free menus with limited choices per course, while others have a la carte menus where guests can select individual dishes and sides.
Good evening. Are you ready to order?
Well, first, can you tell me, please, what is today's soup?
It's bean soup. It's very good.
Okay, I'd like soup as a starter, and then could I have veal escalope for my main course?
Is that with salad?
With vegetables, please.
Certainly, madam.
I'd like the same for my starter, please. And then I'd like spaghetti bolognese for my main course, with salad.
And you, sir?
Could I have risotto as a starter, please? And then what is chicken Amalfi?
It's our specialty. It's chicken with a tomato and mushroom sauce.
That sounds good. I'd like that, please.
And would you like something to drink?
Mary, Anna, would you like wine?
I'd love a glass of red wine.
The house wine?
Yes, that's fine, thanks.
I'd just like some sparkling water.
Okay, 2 glasses of the house red wine and a bottle of sparkling water, please.
Very good.
They have very good desserts here too. The ice cream is wonderful.
Great. I love Italian ice cream.
Me too.
Types of dining style, specifically American and European styles. European fine dining is more formal, frequently adhering to the traditional continental or French service manner. American fine dining, on the other hand, takes a more relaxed and flexible style, emphasizing customer-centric service and substantial portion sizes. European fine dining etiquette is frequently formal, stressing traditional dining customs and quiet talk between courses. In contrast, American fine dining is more relaxed, emphasizing a welcoming setting and excellent service above strict etiquette, allowing for more carefree conversation.
Hi, my name is Leontina, founder of Stepping Into Etiquette and your #1 modern day etiquette expert. Thank you so much for watching. Today's topic is American and continental style dining. Let me ask you a question. How do you cut your food? Are you cutting your food the right way? Let's find out. American style dining is very, very popular in America, and that is when you have your knife in your right hand and you have your fork in your left hand. When you are cutting your meat, which should be cut one piece at a time, you should cut, and then your knife should be rested on top of the plate, and then you will switch hands and proceed to eating. That is the American style dining. If you plan to travel abroad, I highly suggest that you learn the next style, which is continental, also known as European. The European way is to start off just like the American way, which is having your knife in your right hand, your fork in your left hand. Unless you are a lefty, then everything will be switched. You will proceed to cut one piece of meat, but instead of resting your knife, you will keep your knife in your hand, and then you will take the food to your mouth with the tines facing down. So again, continental style, you keep your knife in your hand. American style, you place your knife on top of your plate, you switch hands, and then you will proceed to eat. For more dining etiquette tips and to learn more about American and continental style dining, make sure you visit my website. I have a blog just on this topic. And lastly, if you haven't already, purchase my ebook, Stop Embarrassing Yourself, The Complete Guide to Dining Etiquette. Thank you.